Hi, everybody. Welcome to a new edition of the Spartan Sports Report here on TV3. And Sam and I are very happy to have with us Athletic Director of CHS, Andrea. Welcome.
How are you today?
I'm fine, and Sam, Program 1.
It's great to be back. Great to have you back alongside, and tell you, where did the off season go?
Spartan sports for
seems
a
like
while.
we just walked out of here the other day, but glad to be back.
Yeah.
Right. It's that time of the year.
Yeah, everything is fastly
Andrea,
approaching.
we'll blame you for the ball game Friday night when the Spartans won a big win over Richmond.
You're going to blame me for it or
Well,
congratulate
no, I
me?
want to congratulate you on it.
I don't know that I had anything to do with it, but you can blame me for it taking forever, I think, maybe. I don't know.
Well, you
Those
were cheering on the
penalties were.
sidelines, I thought.
I was there. Yes, I
Right.
was there. I was there with Sam. We talked a little bit about at halftime, which should have been at the end of the game as long as the first half lasted.
It was long, a lot of penalties, but that's
There
the
were a
way
lot,
it, way it was. Somebody said that those officials were last-minute substitutes because
Yeah.
the whatever you call the guy in the white hat was different than the one I talked to before the game.
Really?
Oh.
He's a referee?
Yes.
Well, I was told, somebody also told me that the crew that they had there working, that was supposed to be working, canceled on them at noon. And so they just had to throw together whoever they could, which makes sense because there were a lot of times where we waited numerous amounts of time
I'll bet.
for the game to
And you could
start
tell
back
they
up.
weren't used to working with each other,
Yeah,
I
no,
think,
that
because a lot of times they are a group and
Sure.
they've worked together over the years, and because there were a lot of conferences on field.
Yeah, that took lots of time,
Mm-hmm.
especially the first quarter. I think after the halftime, they kind of got themselves together. Maybe they had a powwow at halftime
Mm-hmm. Right.
to figure out what to do. But that first half was very, very long.
But we went in the locker room with a lead
We did.
and never relinquished that lead.
Yep, and we were able to hold it off there at the last, 2 minutes? They tried to make that run there, and we were able to hold off.
Yeah, and we were able to grab that interception and kill the clock then. It was a thing of beauty, I thought.
It was. They pulled it off. It was
I know
a great win.
Dave got pretty excited on the call.
Heard a lot of people saying Dave was really excited. I think
Yeah.
he was going to have a heart attack. I'm like, no, don't say that.
A good opening game, though.
Good opening game against what I consider one of our big rivals. You know, I always
Yes.
talk about defeating the two R's, and no matter what the sport, Rushville and Richmond, and we got one out of the way now in football.
Yeah.
But we could see them again like we did last year.
First round.
They're an improved team over last year.
There was a lot more numbers on the sideline than they had last year. Especially, I know they started out with a lot of numbers and then lost some by sectional, but they had more boys on the sideline. They looked much
And
improved.
They had their quarterback back.
Yes.
He didn't play last year. He played the year before, but didn't
Yeah.
play because of injury, and he made a difference. I mean, he's quick, but we were able to stop him a lot down in the red zone several times.
Yep. It was fun to
A lot
watch.
of fun and good support from people from Connersville. Had
Yeah,
nice
we had
crowd
quite a few.
over
We
on-
did have a nice crowd. We had quite a few people over there sitting and standing. I think we had the bleachers filled, so a lot of people kind of funneled and lined up against the fence.
with their sun, with their eyes in the sun.
Yeah.
It was a bright night.
Well, when I
but-
came over to visit you at halftime, there were quite a few of our fans over there sitting kind of by the band as well because they couldn't find seats on our side. So it was
That's a
nice
good
to
thing.
see.
Well, the Spartans had a lot of holes to fill after graduation, didn't they? Because
Yeah, we graduated 13.
so we had a lot of new kids on the team.
Yeah,
But got some a lot of seniors on this team.
yeah.
What Coach Lynch was saying.
Get a chance to step up and show. I think one thing that I've talked to you about with Lynch and Paxton is the kiddos haven't had to be leaders
Yes.
until this year.
Yes.
And so they're trying to figure out how to lead and play. And so there's going to be some mistakes made.
Oh, sure.
Definitely you're going to have mistakes made. But I think what you're seeing from them is they're learning to be leaders as they're trying to also win football games. So it'll be fun to watch and see kind of how they improve through the year. But there's a lot of freshmen. A lot of freshmen got minutes.
I think he
Good.
started
That's-
three
On Friday
first
night,
of
yeah, there was 3 of them out there. So, I mean, that's a great problem to have. You know,
Yes.
you're giving those kids experience, and then the seniors, I think, are starting to step up, which is what you only can ask for.
Just got to keep them healthy,
Yeah,
uninjured. Speaking of that, this week a hot week. So practice is going to be tough.
Practice,
Game
yep.
if this heat holds through Friday night, may have to take some precautions.
Yeah, we're struggling right now because we have some issues with the air conditioning unit in the locker room. And so we're working on getting a company out tomorrow. We kind of powwowed this morning, and they're supposed to come out tomorrow morning, start ripping the old out and start putting the new in. So hopefully by Thursday we'll have the air working in there, because right now they just have fans, and it's hot anyways, let alone with the air down. And so you get lots of water breaks. We've opened the field house, at least one of the courts to the field house for them each evening for practice. They've also got the option of going into the other part of the school where the swimming locker rooms and stuff are, if they need that as an option. But places for them to go to cool off. And that's for all of our kiddos, our cross-country runners, our soccer players. Like tonight's soccer game, we pushed back an hour and a half because of heat. So instead of starting at 5, we're going to start at 6:30. I don't know that an hour and a half is going to make a huge difference, but it might.
Well, maybe by the time the game in the second half or late, it may start cooling down.
I hope so. A lot of breaks, but just in the building in general, we've got a lot of air units that are down. 3 of the 6 of our units are working, so it's a little stuffy in the high school right now, and I think it's just they're pulling as much as they can. It's just really hot. It's hard to overcome.
I want to say in 1969-70, my senior year when we moved out there, we had no air conditioning, but we didn't start until after Labor Day.
That is true. That is true. School started a lot later. I didn't expect for the heat to come through, but I mean, it's caused a few challenges, rescheduling a few things, pushing some times back, middle school times, some of those have been pushed back. Just kind of playing it by ear from day to day. So that's why we encourage people to be on EventLink, because as we know things, we change it on EventLink, and that'll kind of update you with what's going on.
Well, all the coaches are aware of the heat and to be careful with the kids.
Yep, they have to take training classes every year. That helps with heat illness and injury and things like that. And IHSA puts out a lot of things on heat illness and heat index stuff. So like tonight's soccer game, even though we pushed it back, we'll give them probably a water break after 20 minutes.
Oh, I'll bet, yes.
So about every 20 minutes, we'll try to do some kind of a water break for them. So do what we can.
That's with Franklin County, right?
Tonight, yes.
And then Franklin County on Friday.
Yes, and then the girls' JV team is playing Franklin County on Thursday.
Wow.
Last week was Richmond week. We had Richmond and Richmond and Richmond, and now this week is Franklin County.
So football this week with Franklin County. That is the water keg game.
Yep.
Is that correct?
That is
and we
correct.
have that.
We have that.
We have the trophy this year. We want to keep that trophy.
That trophy has a lot of plaques on it from over the years. We had to work this year to figure out where we were going to put the new nameplate, because it wasn't, there's not a lot of room left on that water keg. It's getting smaller every year. So, but yes, hopefully we can come back home with it.
Put a chain on it and put name tags
on the chain.
On the chain.
We need to do something creative because we're running out of room. You can tell where they've taken the name tags off and fixed them once, but they didn't get them close enough. So now that we need another round of that.
Yeah, and we want our name on there more because
we do.
It says Franklin County way too many times.
It does. I haven't counted it. I was going to count it last year to see what the number was, but I never did. Joey took it and he's fixing it, so I don't know. We'll see.
It's been around quite a while.
It has. I don't even know. Do you remember what year it started? I know when I was here, that was 25 years ago. It was here, so I think in 70s. I think in mid-70s is when.
Well, I would say maybe when Franklin County consolidated, which would have been like 83,
80s,
84 or something
early
like that.
80s then.
Because before it was Brookville, and I don't know.
You're right. Brookville, Laurel.
Whitewater.
Mount Carl. Okay, yeah. So maybe you're probably right then.
Maybe.
I don't know. There's a lot of little name tags on there,
I bet
so I'm not
somebody
sure.
watching tonight knows.
Probably. They're probably yelling at us right now.
Yeah.
It was not that year.
So you will take it with you to the game?
Yep. So the team has it right now in the locker room. They kind of have it on display in there.
Oh, okay.
And so they'll take it out there to the game. So
it's just a water keg.
It's just a wooden water keg. It's about that long, probably about that big around. It's not real big.
Okay.
You would think it'd be really big, but it's not too terribly big.
It would go on a collar for a St. Bernard.
Probably. Probably. It's not terribly big.
They carry kegs around with them, as I recall. So.
Yeah.
Well, that's a great tradition to have, though. We don't want to
It is.
stop that.
Yep, it is. So hopefully we'll
Yeah,
have to figure
and
something
a
out.
motivational thing that coach can say, we want to keep that right here.
A goal, one of those tangible goals. You can actually touch the water keg. So,
Much like the boys basketball team, when we play Franklin County, there's a trophy involved there as well. So,
I didn't see the trophy this year.
yeah,
I've not seen it. I know we do the
we do the
battle of the cancer,
cancer, yeah.
beat cancer in four
Four
quarters,
quarters.
but I haven't seen the
But there's-
trophy from basketball.
I think there is one.
Well, I didn't go to that game. I was at
Well,
wrestling.
see.
I was at the wrestling state finals with Orland Foster
That's
last
right.
year,
Well,
so I
that-
didn't get a chance to go to that game. So I really don't know, but I haven't seen the trophy in the office, unless the boys have it in their locker room. I don't know.
I would.
I don't know that.
I thought you should have custody of it.
I would think so, but I haven't seen it, and I know we have the War on 44, the football trophy.
Football trophy.
We have that one, but I have not seen the basketball one. Mystery.
A missing trophy.
Missing. I think
mean-
so. We're gonna go find it.
Yeah,
I figure I didn't know. I didn't know there was one.
I'm pretty sure there's one.
Okay. Well, we didn't beat cancer in four quarters.
No.
We did not do well on that one.
No, but that's one of those things that nobody loses.
Yeah,
You know.
absolutely. We raise a decent amount more than we have in years past.
Mm-hmm.
Our issue, or it's a good issue to have, is all of our teams do different breast cancer or
Mm.
cancer fundraisers, and so instead of putting it all in one, they do it different seasons. So swimmers do one, volleyball does
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
one, football had kind of one last year, so we don't put all of ours in one pool.
That's good.
We give it as the season go on. So when we get to the basketball game, we've
People's
already
already
had
been
3 or
tapped
4.
out.
Yeah, we've already had 3 or 4 of those, and so it's not. We don't do it the same way as I guess they do it down
Sure.
there. So
Following Franklin County, it'll be Greensburg coming to town, so 2 straight home games for the Spartans
a
on
little
Friday
busy.
nights.
Yeah, busy around here.
Okay, and conference games starting with Franklin County, and then Greensburg, and then it'll be at South Dearborn on the 8th of September, and Rushville on the 15th. So with 2 away games then.
2-way, and then we come back for homecoming.
We come back with the Speedway.
That'll be homecoming on the 22nd.
Okay.
There's talk that they're going to do a homecoming parade this year.
Oh.
I don't know all of the
That'd be
details
nice.
other than they're thinking about having it on Friday. It would be at 3:30, so it's kind of before the game. And it would go through town, starting at Ivy Tech, and kind of go through town, go in front of the Spartan Bowl, go up Central, go by the courthouse, then from that point go on. So I don't know. I haven't heard all the details, but that's the latest that
It
I've
used to be
heard.
a big tradition. They'd have it downtown.
See, that
years
must
and
have
years ago.
happened
Well,
after I
during-
left.
During my time.
Okay, I was saying, because we never had that. We only had the little parade that happened during the football game,
During the
where the
game,
class floats came
halftime.
out.
Or the
Yeah.
floats, yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, a lot of schools do it.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of a nice little evening, but
Yeah, it seems like somebody was coming to see us last year from in the conference coming up through Brookville, and they got delayed.
Oh,
They got
stuck.
delayed downtown Brookville because of their parade.
we got stuck in Pendleton. Where were we going? Oh, it wasn't for Connersville game. I was going to watch my nephew play at Hamilton Southeastern, and we got stuck in Pendleton's homecoming parade, and it was long.
Yeah, yeah.
It was a very long parade, so
Well, it's a good time for the communities.
it is. Brings a lot of people together.
Following that game with Speedway will be at East Central. That'll be the final away game. And that's always 7:30 at night instead of 7, like all
Yeah,
of
they're
them start.
strange over there.
Well-
We asked that last week at the meeting, and that's just something they've always done.
Well, the field runs east and west, and the sun supposedly is still up when they start the game. I don't know. It's a crazy reason for.
Well, that's what they've told us, but our field runs the same way.
Yeah.
So,
North
yeah,
runs north and south.
Well,
doesn't it?
kind of.
Franklin County runs the same way. North.
Yeah.
East and
There,
west.
there's runs east
Yeah.
and west.
I don't know. Maybe it's because of traffic. On a
don't
Friday
know.
over in
Who
that
knows?
area, I'm not really sure,
Maybe
but
they just want to be different.
they do.
Well, they are the defending state champions.
They can do what they want then, right?
Right, that's true when you're a state champ.
You do what you want.
And then, a couple of home games then with Lawrenceburg on the 6th, and then on October 13th, home with Batesville, the final ball game. So
And that'll
it'll
be senior night.
a good record.
Yeah,
good-
I think it's
good
kind of spread
schedule, I
out.
mean, yes.
Having Lawrenceburg and East Central back to back kind of isn't the greatest.
tough.
It's not very fun. It's kind of tough. But I think you just take each game in stride and do the best you can and set yourself some mini goals. I mean, you know, you look over there and they have 110 kids on their sideline. And you've got 50, and not 50 varsity, just 50 kids total. I mean, you just have to take those mini victories and
Sure.
chalk them up, and then
Sure.
hope that, you know, the next game you can get a little bit better.
I liked what Coach Lynch said after the game the other night to us, that the kids said that they were going to savor that win on the way home, and then it was time to get ready for Franklin County.
Good for them.
So that's a good attitude.
Yeah, yeah. He's got some great kids. He really does. I just wish they were all about 40 to 50 pounds bigger, and probably 6 or 7 inches taller. I think Coach
Sure.
Lynch would say the same thing.
Can you explain why in the conference it's divided up into a big division and a small division, and why that works?
Well, that was something that they kind of talked about last year
It's kind
about
of crazy,
doing.
isn't it?
Which it's funny because you have big division, meaning East Central. They're like the only one that's really
Only
big.
4A.
Yeah, and then you have all of the others of us. But going by the numbers of population of students, we're in the top. Actually, I think we're number 3.
Yeah, we're in the top.
We're under
top
Lawrenceburg.
half,
I think we're
yes.
under Lawrenceburg. So I think it's East Central, Lawrenceburg, us, and maybe it might be South Dearborn.
Yeah, I think
I don't
it is.
remember
I
if
think it
South
is.
Dearborn's
And
that
then-
high or not. And then you go into the Batesville and Greensburg are very close. Then Franklin County and Rushville's the last one. So they're the smallest of everybody. So that's how we split the division. We've played everybody in our conference. Not every school does that. I mean,
East-
technically, we would
East
only
Central
have to play East Central,
does
Lawrenceburg,
not.
and South Dearborn. They
Does
do
not want to, so consequently, they don't play Rushville, so consequently, Rushville doesn't play. So they have 3 non-conference. And
Correct.
East Central likes to play a couple Cincinnati schools,
Yep.
and they play, I don't know, Cathedral or
I think they have a
Chittard
Kentucky
or
team, too.
Roncalli or somebody they play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't play. Yeah, Rushville does not play them, but because they're in different halves of the conference, it doesn't count against them. So I think that's what Coach Lynch dislikes the most is being in the top half with East Central being there. Lawrenceburg, last year we gave them a run for their money. I mean, that could have been a pretty close game, and I think, you know, you take East Central out of it and you put those other 3 teams in there, I think you have
That's
a competitive
true.
game.
Yes.
And so the issue is that with East Central being in there, it makes it very, very difficult. Not, you know, I mean, yes, we have to work harder, and if we want to win a state championship, we've got to be taking off some of those teams as well. We've also got to get more kids to come out. But that's the hardest thing is knowing that when you're in conference with some of those bigger teams, you know, being a conference champion is a lot more difficult than like for a Rushville or whatever, because
Sure.
their teams are closer and
But I
closer
would
together.
think that in some of the other sports, boys basketball, for example, that they look at us, those other schools maybe look at us as, you know, they're the ones, them and Greensburg are the ones to knock off. And
yeah, because of the state championships that both of the schools
yeah,
have. I think
yeah.
so.
Plus, year in and year out, it's us or them for
Yep.
conference championship.
And I think some of that goes back to the tradition too. I mean,
does.
East Central's just had a really strong
Well, they have.
tradition with football. You know, we've not necessarily put all of our eggs in that basket in a very long time. It's been, you know, Connorsville unfortunately has been known as the basketball town for a lot of years, which is great, and it brings us lots of things. You know, we're also known as the wrestling town because we have the Spartan Classic, and that's a big one. So I think you just kind of have, you know, kind of put that into perspective
Sure.
too. Yeah.
Right. Look at the schedule for CHS this week. As you mentioned, soccer with Rushville tonight, or Franklin County. I mean.
Franklin County tonight,
I'm
yeah.
sorry,
You're
Franklin
okay.
County. And girls golf will be at Rushville,
They're at Rushville.
and the volleyball will be home with Cowan.
Yep, this will be our last year for that contract. Cowan's a school out of Muncie area, so they're usually pretty tough. But they want to play some schools that are their size, and we need to probably play some more schools that are our size. So, but they were an add-on game last year. 'cause
Are they a
of numbers.
large or small school?
No, I think they're 1A.
They're one- they're
I
very
think they're
small.
1A. Yeah, they're
Oh,
very
are they?
tiny.
Okay.
South of Muncie, out in the
Yeah.
country.
Okay. On Tuesday night, we'll have the girls soccer will be at Batesville.
Yes, think
Okay.
about that one.
And we have Seton Catholic on the schedule for volleyball.
Yep, the varsity girls will be going to Seton Catholic. And then boys soccer will be playing East Central, at
Okay.
East Central.
Okay. And then it'll be JV soccer will be at East Central.
That's on Tuesday, or, no, that's on,
Is that?
that'll be boys. You're talking about boys.
Oh,
Yes,
okay.
boys and,
Bo-
yeah,
boy-
varsity boys will play JV and varsity
Okay.
at East Central tomorrow.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
think about that one, yes.
On Wednesday, the boys tennis will be home with Richmond.
They'll be at Richmond, and then they're actually rescheduling their match from last Thursday that got rained out for tomorrow. So they're
Oh,
going to go to
okay.
Batesville tomorrow
Oh,
to make
okay.
up that conference match
Uh-huh.
since that
Conference
rain kind of took it out.
Shelbyville comes here for volleyball on.
Yep.
Okay. And on Thursday, we have boys track will be at Cambridge City, I think.
Tennis, boys tennis maybe. I think it's tennis.
Okay, tennis.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
boys
can't read
tennis
my
will be at
writing.
Cambridge.
Oh.
You're all right.
If I-
I'm like track
no.
season, not yet. Don't be pushing that.
And girls golf will be at Centerville, or home with Centerville, I believe.
Yes, they'll be playing home against
Okay.
Centerville.
Okay, and girls JV soccer will be home with Franklin County. And
JV
no-
only, yes.
Okay, just JV.
Yeah,
only.
because we play them already once in the season, and our JV girls have a hard time getting games because a lot of schools don't have JV teams. So Franklin County is the same way. They have a JV girls team
Okay.
and want to add.
And of course, Friday night exclusively for football.
Yep, just football Friday. Yep.
We don't have anything else with football, which is wise. On Saturday, we're kind of busy. Have co-ed cross country. We'll be at Rushville. And
That's a regional course, so it's a good time for our kiddos to get a chance to run on
Run
that
that
course.
track, run that
Okay,
course.
Yep.
okay. And boys soccer will be at Union County at 10 o'clock in the morning, and the girls soccer will be at noon.
Yes. Yep. So we do a boy-girl
Union
doubleheader for that.
County
And
on
they don't have
Saturday.
JV teams, so it'll just be varsity girls and boys.
Okay. And volleyball will be at Batesville, I believe.
Yep. 10
Okay.
o'clock start for that one.
I think that takes care of this week.
Yeah, it's a busy week.
It is a busy week.
Yeah. Every week's a busy week.
I guess. Yeah, I
Shouldn't be
think
anything
you're
rained
right.
out, it's just the heat we have to worry about.
Yeah. A couple of those soccer games worry me. I know we got a middle school cross country meet on Thursday. That's home. So that's a little leery. Trying to push the start time back a little bit on that one.
How are fall sports doing? There are 7 fall sports, aren't there? 7?
You would ask me that, and I really can't remember.
I mean, it's
Maybe 7?
It's the busiest season, I
Boys
think.
and girls soccer, volleyball, football, tennis, golf,
Cross country.
cross country.
Yeah.
So 7, yeah.
2 soccers and 2
2 soccers.
girls soccer, or girls soccer and boys soccer.
Yep.
Each play 2.
So yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, about 7 for the high school.
Yeah.
And then we just added middle school soccer this year as a club sport. And so they've got a couple of games. We're just struggling with other schools because a lot of the other schools are co-ed. And I don't really want our kids playing co-ed. I mean, we have enough to play boys and girls. I really don't want our
Oh,
girls
okay.
and boys kind of mixing in with that. So,
Yeah, and with controversy and stuff with some of that too, I think that's a good, wise choice.
yeah, by doing that though, it kind of, there's 25 middle schools close to us within an hour that have middle school soccer, but most of them are co-ed. So we found a few that are just boys and girls. We're just kind of giving it a shot, see what it looks like. We've got decent numbers in that, so that's been pretty busy.
You know, we're relatively close to Ohio. Do you ever look at over there for any?
I haven't had to look over there for things, but I know that Talawanda has reached out to us with some things, with some basketball. One of the guys that we interviewed for the girls' basketball job just took the boys' Talawanda head basketball job, and so he reached out to see if our boys wanted to play over there.
Yeah.
But so yeah, we've thought about that. That actually came up in the office today if we ever play any Ohio teams. But
Been a long time. I recall playing Talawanda once,
Yeah.
but Eaton's closer than a lot of.
yep, they are.
Yeah.
There's quite a
and
few over there.
Talawanda as well. Quite a few of them over there.
Tri-Village.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Who does the scheduling for the middle school?
So Mr. Havlicek is our middle school AD, and so he does a
Okay.
lot of that.
Say your assistant?
Yep.
Okay.
So he helps with high school stuff, but his main focus is on the middle school side. So he does a lot of the scheduling. And some of it's in Event Link, and some of it he's just got to keep spreadsheets
They
because
have a lot of events because they have the
They
seventh
do.
graders and the eighth graders.
Yes, we have a lot. It's kind of like us. We have JV varsity. Their seventh and eighth
Yes,
grade are kind of
uh-huh.
similar to that. So yeah, but we also do swimming in the fall.
There's swimming's already underway, isn't it? Or ready to
Yep,
start?
swimming is underway. We're struggling
For
right
the-
now. We
for
need
the
numbers.
middle school, yeah.
Yeah, we need numbers. I don't know. Today is kind of D-Day for swimming with middle school because we've only had 3 kids come out,
Oh, that's
and
too
it's
bad.
very hard to justify having a meet and
I
having
see.
teams come down to swim against 3
Yeah,
kiddos. It's
and
just not fair.
Those other teams don't
Yeah.
want to come and do that either.
No, because they're just swimming against each other. So we're struggling. So today is a day we're going to hope. We've been pushing it out with the 6th graders. We are allowing 6th graders to participate in some of the individualized sports now. So hopefully that'll help. But yeah, our swim numbers are just really low right now.
Time will tell.
I know. I hope. I don't. That program is so competitive. I hate to see. I hate to see it happen.
It'd be, yeah, and with talk of improving the facility out there, which, you know, has been there over 50 years.
Yeah.
It really does need upgraded, but they need, hopefully that would entice some of the kids
Sure.
to come out that in the future where we have nice facility for them.
Absolutely. I hope that can
You know,
happen.
we go around, I follow my grandson around, and,
Sure.
and some of these places we go to are just amazing.
They are,
But,
I know. Then you got some that are like ours, some that are in worse shape than ours, and then some that are just immaculate. So. Carmel's building a second pool.
yeah.
I guess, you know, when you win state championships
Yeah,
all the time,
yeah.
you can do that.
It's all about the dollars, Andrew.
I get, well, I know, but the thing is, you don't make any money for winning any of that. So
No.
it's the schools put that money out there.
Right. Although we got a pretty good facility here at Conner's Hill.
We do. I mean, we were talking, Sam and I were talking on Friday night. Overall, we have the facilities, we have the space. You know, we
Yes.
have 2 softball fields. We're getting ready to start breaking ground on our baseball fields. We'll have 2 baseball fields. We have our soccer field. We have a practice soccer field. We have a football field and a practice football field. So we have the facilities that some schools just don't have. I mean, we
Sure.
have that luxury where our teams can practice wherever they want to. And they're nice.
And
I
a lot
mean,
of real estate. You know, when they
Yeah.
built the high school where it is, they took up a lot of land up there. Where
did.
some places are landlocked.
yeah, and so we have the space, so it's
Where
kind
will
of
the
nice.
new baseball diamond be?
It'll be out by the old one.
Adjacent? Okay.
Yep,
pretty
so it'll
close
be
to-
out there with the old one. The backstop or home plate will kind of butt up with the third base foul line.
Okay.
So it'll actually be facing northeast like it's supposed to instead of the direction it's facing now. So
Oh, is there a time when it might be finished?
hopefully by this spring.
Okay.
Hoping to break ground soon and then have the sod down in November and then start finishing up everything else. The lights will be the first thing that'll go up. Lights, then fencing, and then the field.
A lot depends on weather.
Yep, yep. So,
It'd be great.
but hopefully it'll be here by spring.
You'll be here before we know it.
I know. You're pushing things too fast. There's a lot of things coming up.
Andrew, we appreciate you
Yeah.
stopping by to
Sure.
talk Spartan sports and bring us up to date on what's going on.
Well, thanks for having me. Hopefully next week I can get Coach Lynch maybe to come in and talk a little
would be
bit
good.
about the Franklin County game and then what to look forward to for the Greensburg game.
That'd be great.
Appreciate it. Thanks,
Yeah,
Andrea.
absolutely.
Thanks, everybody, for watching this edition of Spartan Sports Report here on TV3. Have a nice evening.